Some of the goals I worked so hard for are still far from where I want them to be. Maybe not every dream is meant to happen the way we planned it. My mind went back to the past again. It's strange how silence can bring back memories you tried so hard to forget. The trauma, the struggles, the hunger. Looking back now, I honestly don't know how we survived those days, but I still remember that life with happiness. By the way, I finally bought a microfiber towel for cleaning. Before, I just used my husband's old shirt and worn out clothes. Growing up, we were taught to make use of everything. Nothing was wasted. Even now, whenever I buy something that's meant for a specific purpose, part of me still wonders if I really need it. This TV is already kind of broken, but we still use it until it completely stops working. Sometimes I wonder if it's because of the way I grew up. Even now, I find it hard to replace things that still work. Part of me keeps thinking as long as it works, why replace it? This window gets dusty every single day. Sometimes it annoys me because no matter how often I clean it, the dust always comes back. Some days I just look at it and think I'll wipe it tomorrow. The dust always finds its way back to this window. I only wish time could do the same. Sadly, once time is gone, it's gone forever. It's the same with us. We never become younger again. Instead, we grow older every single day. This side gets dusty too. I've been ignoring it for days, but today I couldn't anymore. Funny how we do the same thing in life. Sometimes we put things off until we can't ignore them any longer. Cleaning can be exhausting, but there's something so peaceful about looking around afterward and seeing everything clean. The feeling is priceless. Maybe that's true for many things in life. The hard work isn't always enjoyable, but the feeling after it's done often makes it worth it. Sometimes I'm grateful that we don't have a lot of stuff. Fewer things mean less to clean, less to organize, and less to worry about. The biggest piece of furniture we have is this sofa, and even that collects dust. You know what one of the best feelings is? It's living separately from your parents or your in-laws. You have your own space, your own routines, and your own way of doing things. Your house, your rules. We may only be renting this house, but we take care of it as if it were our own. At the end of the day, this is the place we come home to. This is where we feel safe, where we make memories, and where we find peace. After the break, I got back to the cleaning. It's been a month since I last cleaned behind the stove. So today, I decided to clean it, yes or yes. I need to put everything away first, so I have some space to work. This kitchen is so small, and it doesn't even have cabinets or storage or anything like that. But it's okay. The most important thing is that we have our own kitchen where we can cook, clean, and do things our own way. I've had the experience of sharing a kitchen with coworkers before, And honestly, it wasn't easy. It was stressful for me because the kitchen would often be left dirty and it felt like no one really cared except me. One thing I don't enjoy is cleaning up a mess that I didn't make. That's why I've come to appreciate having our own space, even if it's small. At least I know that whatever mess is here belongs to us, and we can take care of it ourselves. This stove is already quite old. In fact, my husband bought it when he was still single. As you can see, it's gotten a little rusty over the years. I don't think it was cleaned regularly before, which is probably why some parts started to rust. But that's okay. It may not look perfect anymore, but it still works. And that's what matters. I've always been the kind of person who uses things until they can no longer be used. I find it hard to replace it. At this stage of my life, it's not really about buying new things or filling the house with new appliances. It's more about saving money and making the most of what we already have. In fact, I've noticed that many things made today don't seem to last as long as they used to. Maybe it's just me, but some older appliances were built to last for years. These days, it sometimes feels like things break much more easily. Even cell phones, which are such an important part of our lives these days, don't seem to last very long. It's amazing how quickly technology changes. One day you buy a phone, and before you know it, there's already a newer version being advertised everywhere. Sometimes it feels like the world is moving faster and faster because of technology. Don't get me wrong, I'm grateful for technology. It helps us learn, stay connected, and do things that would have been impossible years ago. But sometimes I miss a time when things felt a little simpler and lasted a little longer. Maybe that's just part of getting older and watching the world change. Now, social media is everywhere. It's become such a normal part of our daily routine that it's hard to imagine life without it. But social media can contribute to anxiety and depression. It can put so much pressure on people to do things they don't even enjoy, simply because everyone else is doing them. You start feeling like you're falling behind if you don't keep up. I've felt that pressure myself. There have been times when I've deleted Facebook and I even deleted TikTok. Even though almost everyone seems to be using it, it just feels like too much for me. I'm grateful that I still have YouTube because I genuinely enjoy it. Sometimes I miss the simplicity of the past, the days when we weren't constantly exposed to other people's lives. We had our struggles, but we lived at our own pace. We weren't measuring our worth against someone else's highlight reel. People often say we should be content with what we have, and I understand what they mean. Gratitude is important, but at the same time, being content doesn't mean giving up on your dreams. As someone who grew up poor, I never wanted to stay in that situation forever. That's one of the reasons I decided to work abroad. I wanted a better life. I wanted to achieve goals that once seemed impossible. Things didn't turn out exactly the way I imagined. Some of the goals I worked so hard for are still far from where I want them to be. Maybe not every dream is meant to happen the way we planned it. Some paths lead us somewhere completely different. Maybe what I think I need isn't the same as what God has prepared for me. But I've learned that life isn't only about reaching a destination. Sometimes it's about becoming the person you're meant to be along the way. So these days, I'm trying to find a balance, grateful for what I have, while still working toward the things I hope to achieve.